Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get.
Josh said we're dying on internet right now. He said the network keeps dropping out completely.
His?
No, ours.
Why?
I don't know. Oh, we are live right now. All right. Well then. Interesting. Here we go. It's like, all right, here we go. What is up, everybody? And welcome to another episode of Sports Bites. Sports Bites, we are your number one sports podcast, bringing you the best of both worlds, sports and snacks. We are live, apparently, right now.
We weren't sure, but Josh has got us.
So we gotta start this thing off throwing a quick shout out. We always do it every week, but this week is a little bit different. We are throwing a shout out to our man Josh Richards. Now we throw a shout out every week to Josh Richards. He's the man behind the scenes. He's the man that keeps this whole thing rolling. But this week we are trying something a little bit different. Josh is actually taking care of this whole podcast remotely from a separate location, a decent ways away from where we are. So he's got us rocking and rolling. We're live. We're rocking, and he is making all this happen completely remotely. So took us a couple extra minutes to get this thing going. I had to set some stuff up that I have no idea what I was doing, but Josh walked me through it. He got us going, and we're only a couple minutes late starting this thing. So we are here. We are live, and we are Sports Bites. How is everybody doing tonight? Now,
Good.
I'm ready to rock and roll now. I feel fired up. Got this thing going. We want to thank all of you so much for being a part of this tonight. Thank you all so much that are jumping on board, that are watching live. Tonight, as always, we are coming to you live from beautiful Varsity Park Studios at Varsity Park Franklin, Roanoke's newest innovative storage and business center. Check them out on Facebook or at varsityparkfranklin.com. It's only 3 tonight. It's only 3 in the room. The room feels so empty with 3 people. No Josh, no Brent. I mean, it's quiet, but, you know, it's...
Yeah.
Sure Rob doesn't
The
mind.
massive human that's not in.
Adam's already on. Evening, guys. What's up, Adam? Thanks so much, Adam. Man, you can always count on Adam to jump on board, man. Like he's such an awesome piece of the Sports Bites fam, and I'm glad every time I see Adam jump on here. So what's up, Adam? And again, thank you so much to everybody who's on, everybody that's watching. What's up? Hope you guys enjoy the episode. We got some good stuff to talk about tonight. Got some good snacks coming. To my right tonight, my brother Don.
What's up? What's up?
Made it in at the nick of time. Like
Just skirted in here.
just barely, but you know what? That's all right. We're here. Across the table, good buddy Robert Bialik. Different chair tonight for Robert. How's it feel, Robert?
Pretty
About
much
the same?
Just put to the right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I am super excited about this thing. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
We do want to throw out there real quick to all you fans out there that are watching now or that are going to watch later. We're going to post it on our social medias just to remind everybody that next Tuesday, the day after Labor Day, Sports Bites, we will be taking a 1-week break kind of for the holiday, give everybody a chance to recharge, get some good football going, get it fired up so we have a lot of topics to come back to. But in case everybody's looking next Tuesday and they don't see the live come up at 6 o'clock, it is because we are going to be taking that week off. So we hope you miss us. We know we'll miss you guys, and we'll be back the week after that. That being said, I get to bust out the snacks tonight. No Brent, I made sure tonight Brent talks all that shit about my snacks I bring. Well, tonight, I got the snacks.
Got something good.
We got something new. We got something a little classic. Couple little sweet things, couple little salty things. We're gonna see what happens, man. Just let it rock and roll. I guess first we're gonna start with this. This was actually Rachel had bought this, and she bought it before the draft party on Saturday. So
Never got
she was
eaten.
like, well, no, it was for the podcast. I was surprised it didn't get eaten. But so we got Tostitos Mexican style 3 cheese flavored bite-sized rounds. Very interesting looking. They're, not very
cheese with.
I don't see a lot of seasoning on them. So we're gonna see what these bad boys are like. She had bought queso to go with them, I think. But
yeah, that would probably hit it off pretty good.
Yeah, I brought some queso too, and
maybe it was a queso you brought then.
the spicy.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, these smell really good. I feel like these smell really, really good. Woo. Like all I smell is like just cheesy. Slipper House in already, 3 hats and no ball. You are absolutely right, Josh. There is no Brent here. Let's get into this.
He doesn't like us anymore. Here we go.
Yeah, I can dig that.
Whoa.
You ever take
That's weird.
tortilla chips and just put cheese on them and put them in the oven? That's what it tastes like.
Just made some of those for Carson last night.
Oh, first is like a
That's what it tastes like.
kind of weird flavor. Then yeah, I get that.
I feel like I get like the slightest hint of jalapeno. No heat from the jalapeno, just the slightest like that little pepper flavor.
Yeah. At first, the flavor's like,
Oh, I like it.
it's all right.
I think it tastes like a fancy ass Dorito.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Great with some queso.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
salsa,
Yeah,
Salsa would be great. Little cheese.
a little
taco
bit.
salad,
I was gonna say maybe a little bit of Casey's bean dip.
a taco salad.
Oh yeah,
There you
little
go.
crunch up on it. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Want any more? No.
Good.
Leave these here. I feel like these are gonna kind of get munched on a little bit. Now, sweet or spicy?
Sweet,
Sweet.
real spicy last.
I ran to the store and I was like, I got to get something good, something that we haven't had so far, something just interesting. And I seen these and I was like, wow, okay. So I've got Kool-Aid gummies. Now I've never seen a Kool-Aid gummy, but I love Kool-Aid. What's your favorite flavor Kool-Aid?
It's a tough one. I don't know.
Grape.
I really like
Grape.
blue raspberry.
I like the tropical punch. So we got.
I'm not a big tropical punch of any, really.
I think it's because I like grew up on Hawaiian punch, thinking it was like the greatest flavored drink in the world, and so now it's like if I taste tropical punch, I'm there. I'm there for it. All right, so what we got here? Oh, we got a little Kool-Aid men. A little
That's what I
Kool-Aid
figured they
men.
were.
Is that blue raspberry?
No, there's tropical punch.
Oh, it is blue.
Yeah, it's tropical punch, grape, or cherry.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Josh said we need a call-in line. Damn right we do, Josh. We're working on that.
Definitely.
All right, let's see what we got.
Or you just need to come here and join the cast. Talk about wrestling soon.
Okay. The tropical punch tastes pretty good.
Yeah, I got Kool-Aid on the head for sure.
Yeah.
It's
Let me try a couple more.
not bad.
Did anybody get a grape yet?
Yep.
You did? Was a grape good?
Not too shabby.
Yeah.
I feel like the grape lacked a little flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the tropical.
Cherry too.
All right.
Tropical punch is pretty good though. I feel like they just need to make a bag of just tropical punch and that'd be good to go.
Not the best gummies.
No,
Nah.
no. Little pack, I could eat the whole thing. Little bitty thing.
Not too bad.
They're ages 3 and up, just in case you're wondering.
I saw that. I wasn't.
Right when you get teeth.
All right, so
Right when you get teeth,
how about
baby.
these for Robert? Because I remember him saying like he likes sour stuff.
Yeah, these. I already know I'll like these.
Never heard of the Sour Dudes Sour Bites. Donnie, I think they got some blue raspberry in there.
Sour dudes.
So we're gonna see. They look like
Sup, dude?
almost like
Straws.
like licorice straws, kind of with sour stuff all over them.
Sour dude.
Let's
I
see
hope
here.
they're not.
Hmm?
I hope they're not.
Me too. I'm not a big fan of
I
licorice
hate
straws.
licorice.
No Twizzlers for you.
No, absolutely not.
That's what I got.
Not too bad. Sour. Woo! Give me a little sour punch. Must have got a bunch of that sour stuff in the middle.
Yeah, not a fan of the straws themselves.
Yeah, too tough. I feel like
Yeah, sour Twizzler.
Stringy,
good sour though.
waxy.
Doesn't really get the waxy.
Once all the sourness is gone, got like this wax coating.
And we got 9 aboard right now. What's up?
I got 7 on mine. Where do you got 9 at?
9?
What we got?
7 plus 2.
It is 9.
Oh, now it went to 9.
Yeah, boy.
What's up, everybody? Got 9 in the pod right now. All right, well, we're gonna finish up with a classic. Now we were just talking about this.
Hot
And I
fries.
saw him and I was like, man, Andy Caps. Andy Caps hot fries. Now this is nostalgic. Be honest, it's been quite a while since I've had some Andy Caps hot fries.
Me too.
I like the
And
cheddar fries. I haven't got the hot 8 lately.
I'm wondering if the flavor will still be as good as I remember it.
Probably not.
It rarely is.
Rarely is.
So let's go ahead and crack open these Andy Caps. Let's see what we got here. I don't know. They still smell really good.
Never been a big hot guy.
They're still just as good.
As I say, you're more of the hot guy I like savory.
Oh, they're both. Mm.
Not bad.
Andy Caps never fails.
Oh yeah,
Still so good.
they're good. Got a little kick.
Like, that bag right there won't last.
Yeah, if you had a
It's
solid
It's
drink
like,
of
it's
choice,
like a unique hot.
It's like the perfect heat for what it is. It's like, it's enough that you feel the heat, but it's not so much that you're like, oh my
Right.
God, I'm dying.
Right.
It's like the perfect Andy Caps, baby.
Oh yeah.
I feel like you get so many flavors in that too. Like, there's just
Well. Ooh. Don't step on it.
Andy Caps, baby. Hot fries, the original. I can dig it. They had a different one. They had a different hot fries. They had that one and then another Andy Caps hot fries that was like corn and potato chips, like sticks. And I was like, nah, that's not the original. Like, gotta have the original with it. I was like, I'm not playing around with no
I'm gonna end up eating this whole bag.
potato and corn.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
We're gonna end up eating this whole bag. All right, well, 620. 620.
Yeah.
We just- everybody was like, Andy Caps, I'm out.
Handicaps.
um,
Not too bad.
let's get this thing kicked off.
Kick it off.
I was like leak all over the tablet.
Let's get it rolling.
All right. Well,
No, you go ahead. I'll just.
Right.
You go ahead.
you're good. Man,
And Robert's gone. Now we're down to 2.
we're losing the stream.
Are we?
Yeah, the internet's still falling. I can see it.
Yeah, every now and then. Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
That's a little patchy. It's okay. I still hear what we're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man.
Good call, Robert. Good call. I was just saying, yeah, we're kind of losing the stream. Josh is texting me. He's pissed.
What is he saying?
He said, I thought they fixed this shit.
Okay.
Well, apparently they haven't, Josh, which, it'll all work out tonight. We kind of had a bit of a shorter episode anyway, so hopefully we can get the stream up and going a little bit faster. It's not looking good, though.
Yeah, it's like
We're not on now.
We're on, but we're losing the network.
Yeah, it's like-
network speed is just dropping. We're like,
So we're live right now.
yeah, we're live, but barely.
you
Alright.
can probably hear what we're saying, but the camera is like here and there.
Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna not work.
Can you reboot the?
It
Something
doesn't
just
yeah,
popped up on there.
Yeah, I need to
Yeah.
stop.
Huh?
I need to stop.
What, the handicaps?
I said I need.
Yeah, Adam said little spotty.
Yes, we are aware. There it goes.
Are we
It hasn't done it in a minute.
on? We might be back on. All right, I think we're back on. All right,
Yeah, we're
let's see
good.
what we got. All right. Well, let's roll through this real quick. Not real quick, but as quick as we can with the internet
we
kind
have.
of dropping in and out. I want to start off. We had last Saturday. Everybody in here was a part of it. We had our annual fantasy football draft.
Yes, sir.
We call it the Buckets of Ducats League. It's a 10-man league, 9-man and 1-woman league. And we did the live draft. We just started doing our live draft last year, and so this was our second year of actually doing the live draft.
Fred Jackson's a pervert.
So
Fred
we actually, I reached out to Fred Jackson through Cameo, and Fred Jackson, former Buffalo Bills running back, he actually sent a video in and determined the draft order for the Buckets and Ducats League. So that was kind of cool to get Fred in there.
You shouldn't add the cameo on cameo part. You should say I reached out to Fred Jackson.
I called Fred,
And
and
he recorded a video for it.
I called Fred. Well, I would have done that, and I even thought about saying that, Robert, but I felt like as soon as I say that, Robert was going to be like, on Cameo.
No.
But yeah, so Fred Jackson, he determined the league order, which was
Yeah, that was cool.
I thought it was cool. I think Robert thought it was cool till he picked Robert first overall.
I didn't really want to be first. I'm okay with it. There's nobody else I'm gonna take. He's the 1-1.
A lot of refrigerator talk before the draft after it was announced what the order was about, is Robert going to take Christian McCaffrey? I don't know if Robert's going to take Christian McCaffrey. I don't think he's going to.
What did I think I was gonna take?
I don't think
TD?
anybody had an idea who you were going to take, but I think the talk was, and I was part of it. I'll be the first to admit, I was like, I don't know if Robert is going to take Christian McCaffrey. He might, but I don't know for sure if he's going to.
Yeah, he was a big mystery.
When we voted to be keeper,
Yeah,
I almost changed to Bijan
really. The key,
because I think he is the next Christian McCaffrey.
I can
with
see
his
that.
skill set.
I can see that for sure. Now,
But I just don't have enough trust in Atlanta
mhm,
to use it as a 1-1.
yeah,
Yeah.
If I was second or third and CMC was picked, I would have picked him.
yeah.
But
Well, we
but everyone's saying CD. I was never taking CD. It's not that I don't like CD or that he's not going to have a great year.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get one of the top running backs, there's only so many running backs that
yeah,
really score points consistently on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
You get the top ones of those, you get them.
Yeah.
So yeah, last year, somehow Christian McCaffrey fell to me at 5.
Yeah.
And then I got CeeDee Lamb in the second round.
Yeah.
So I'm
And then
not
Bijan in the
going to
third.
get him at 1-1.
You got Bijan in the third.
Yeah.
That was insane.
well, and that's my thought when I usually play is running backs. Every team has 2 or 3 wide receivers that are going to get some good reps.
Right.
But they may only, even if they have split backs, there's probably only one back that's really going to get the majority.
And some teams don't even have a one back that's worth really drafting up high. So
Absolutely.
when you have a Christian
Excuse me.
McCaffrey, Bijan, Etienne, those
Mhm.
you get like Etienne, you're not going to get in the top 3 or 4, but like in the top 2, like those are the types of guys that you want in the top.
Yeah.
And if you can get them early, you get.
I think this year, I think there was a little bit more running back value than most years, and I value running backs pretty high early on anyway, because you can usually get 1 or 2 good running backs, and then go ahead and start working on filling your wide receivers up, however you want to look at it.
Mhm.
And I felt like this year there was even more stake in getting those couple running backs early that you really want
Mhm.
to make sure that you at least have a couple guys to really fill the positions. Because, I mean, it's not very. Yep, we're losing it again.
All right.
It's not hard to draft 2 or 3 running backs and 1 or 2 of them fail, and just not.
Oh,
do it for you.
absolutely.
And then you're kind of stuck.
I didn't get many running backs. I got Christian McCaffrey, and then in the third on the wraparound, I got Etienne.
Yeah.
And then Kenneth Walker a few rounds after that, and then I didn't get a running back until the third to last round or something like that.
Yeah.
But it was a starter somehow, made it all the way.
Well,
Yeah,
and sometimes that happens. Carolina running backs tend to.
And then the last pick of the draft, the guy who I thought was going to be the starter at Dallas, but I mean, who knows? Maybe it's going to be Dalvin Cook now. I don't know. But it seems weird. Like I said, I don't know why Dallas is bringing in Dalvin Cook now. It's not like they just lost somebody. The running back room is what it's been for all year.
Yeah. Maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe it's one of those. I wouldn't say it's a desperation move, but maybe it's one of those things that they've kind of sat on for a while and waited to pull the trigger to see how that room would look by the time the season started.
But it's an odd time too when you do it at a time, the day that like there's going to be tons of running backs available.
Yeah.
After today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sorry. I wanted to get back in them gummies. I want them to be just a little better. They're good, but they're just a little better. They'd be slamming.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about some value picks that happened on Saturday? Because there was a few of them. That were, I was surprised. There was some value picks, and then there was some.
I don't know why
reaches.
people were disrespecting Justin Jefferson so much.
Yeah, Mark got him and Jamar Chase.
Yeah. I think I wouldn't say that I disrespect him. I would say that
If McCarthy was in, I would have picked him sixth. Without a doubt, I would have picked him sixth. But he's not.
Well, I think that's maybe a little bit why.
But unless he gets hurt, he is still the best wide receiver in the NFL. And I don't care who's throwing the ball. He's going to find a way to get open, and he's going to get his.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying he won't.
The
I just
team
wasn't-
sucks. They don't have a quarterback. I get it. But
Yeah.
he's going to get his.
Yeah.
I just wasn't crazy about him as much as last year.
Obviously.
Years previous.
Well, and I mean, and
With
I'm not
McCarthy,
saying this
it's a
to
lot
dog on
different.
the Cowboys or anything, but like, look at last year. CD was, I mean, he was your main offense. He still had a great year, even though he was the main part of it, just kind of in the same position Jefferson is this year. Like,
Yeah, but
you
he
didn't have
has
a ton of running back help. You
he
didn't
has
have
a better quarterback thrown into him.
He does, most definitely, or he did, but I mean, I guess he still does with the contract today. He'll be there for a little while longer. But it's not to say Dak was an elite quarterback anyway, but he did a better job of getting the ball to him for sure. And I think it'll be interesting to see how things move forward with Dak. I know a lot of people hate on Dak, and it is what it is. A lot of people talk mad shit about us Philly fans, but I'll tell you right now, when Romo was there, Dallas fans were hard on Tony Romo, and I'm like,
I wasn't.
Tony Romo.
I'm hard on Dak. I was not. I don't see it in Dak at all.
Yeah.
I think Romo
was a good quarterback.
Romo was a good quarterback.
He was a really good quarterback. He was highly underrated and got a ton of shit talked about him when he really like the play that everybody talks about is that goal line where the field goal where it slipped out of his
the
hands.
fake field,
And I'm like, here's the thing. Okay, yeah, it's a blunder that could happen to anybody. But you know what wouldn't happen to anybody? Not every quarterback is smart enough to pick the ball up and still try to run it to the end zone. And he almost had it. That would have been huge had he crossed the line with that ball. I mean, that would have been massive.
Not many starting quarterbacks are still catching the snap.
Yeah. And there was y'all had an injury or something that game that opened that up for him to need to do that, wasn't it?
Bledsoe got hurt in the middle of that season. Romo was the backup quarterback,
right.
so he did that.
That's right. Yeah, that was a tough one. But I liked Tony Romo. I like Tony Romo as an announcer. I think it's funny watching Romo like calling shit out before it even happens on the field.
I've always been a Romo fan. I liked Dak, but I'm a Dak hater. I'm not a Dak. I wasn't a Romo hater. I liked Romo a lot.
Yeah. Well, what about you, Donnie? Tell me some value picks you saw in the draft, some steals that some people got.
I mean,
I have the list if you
Devin
need.
Singletary.
Dak is terrible.
Yeah.
I hope he's in Dallas the next 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, I like Rob's Kenneth pick later. That he's pretty
Yeah,
solid
that was
for
pretty late.
a later pick. I mean, I am the one steal. I think maybe not a great steal, but I got Rashad White in the 5th round. He was like one of the top.
The only thing
Receiving
about
back.
him,
Mm-hmm.
I just like his
Tampa just
catching
doesn't-
ability.
yeah, he just doesn't get what he could. Tampa doesn't use. I don't think Tampa uses running backs well.
They didn't use him as much like in a rushing formation, even though he had a lot of carries. But I mean, he was the top passing down back last year. He had the most catches at any running back.
I'll tell you one value pick that I saw, and Ronnie would disagree with me on this, but Rome at 11. Robert's pick, Rome.
Doomsday?
Yeah, I thought that was a great pick. I thought that
It can be like
Yeah, it
it's
could
a rookie.
be.
It's a rookie, so I mean, you never know.
but I think that
I mean, I think it's still. You'd like to think he's gonna have a great year, but I mean, Marvin Harrison, picking him as high as people do, it's who's to say?
Yeah.
well, and you have where is it at? Where's it at? You had Rachel. I mean, she took Neighbors at 5. Now I get the difference. Neighbors is probably a number 1 versus Odunze being a number 3, but you have a dude at slot that can really open the field up, and some of those slot receivers are the most dangerous ones in fantasy football.
I think Neighbors is better.
She got Keenan too.
You know, Marvin
Yeah, she
Harrison,
did.
I think he's gonna be great, but I don't know. Like, Neighbors was arguably the better wide receiver last year. Like, he's
I still
really
like Rome
good.
out of the 3 of them because he had the physical talent and the IQ. He has the smarts on the field, and
Yeah.
he seems like a level-headed player.
Well, I think he's got a better wide receiver. I mean, a better quarterback than Neighbors does.
Yeah, I would say, and that's coming from a guy who's not a big fan of Caleb Williams, but dude, Daniel Jones is not the guy.
He should have got Penix.
Well, I
Man,
mean,
I should not have gotten him.
let's see who else.
They blew it.
Let's talk about some reaches. I will say one reach, and I didn't want to say it tonight. I know a couple people said it, and I think they were joking with him, but I'm sure on the list as far as where he was projected and everything, Harrison in 2 was a good pick. I'm not a big fan of Harrison in the 2nd round because
Marvin Harrison.
because you don't know how that offense is going to do. Yeah, they've got Kyrie, but
Kyler.
Kyrie. I'm still stuck on basketball. Kyler Murray, they still have him, but even with him, they've had lack of consistency for the last couple of years. I know there's been injuries and whatnot, but I get adding this big explosive weapon, but sometimes you have to look at it and be like, yeah, everybody wants a quarterback. Everybody wants a wide receiver. Everybody wants a running back. Do you have all the other shit around you that you need to make those players do their best? And I don't know if Arizona has that. So to me, Harrison in 2, I'm sure on the projection, that's probably right around where that ESPN or whoever had him projected to go. I think Harrison at 2 was Chris got him 7th pick or 8th pick, 2nd round.
He's got a lot of rookies, I think.
Yeah, so he's got Bijan, second year. Then he's got Marvin Harrison, Devontae Adams, and he was so on the fence about Devontae Adams at work because he's like, you just don't know. I told him
in the 3rd round though. That's a first round.
Yeah,
I told him, I was like,
it's a good 3rd round.
yeah, I think
that's a good.
I think for the reach that he got with Harrison, I think he makes up for it. If that's a reach, I think he makes up for it with Adams in the 3rd with value.
And then DJ Moore.
And then DJ Moore, that's a value pick.
Patty Mahomes.
Mahomes, Brian Robinson, Ramondre Stevenson. I mean, he got a lot. I mean,
Okay, maybe I was
Jaden
I was
Reed.
mixing up some picks with
You
other
like
people,
this.
probably.
What?
Harrison Burton winning Daytona this past weekend.
Yeah.
Andy didn't like that.
I mean, congratulations. If we're gonna talk about that for just a second, I mean, I'll let you know. I love the Burton family. They're awesome, like awesome dudes. Harrison Burton is not that great of a driver. He was really good in Xfinity. A lot of drivers do great in Xfinity, don't do great in Cup. I mean, I know he's still young in Cup, but let's be honest here. Daytona is a crapshoot. Like, I mean, you just have to be in the right place, the right time, and avoid the big shit to happen at the end. And he did. Don't get me wrong. He held off a veteran NASCAR champion at the end of it coming through there, and it was very exciting to watch. And, you know, props to him for that. But
it's a hell of a move.
it was. When he blocked the last time going through the tribal, I was like, this is it. They're all going in the wall. This is all she wrote. I thought Larson was going to have it again. Like, he's just had so much luck on his side. I was like, man, he went through that first crash, and then all of a sudden,
Fun.
yeah, he got hit in the front and then came out of it, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, he's back up front. I was like, how did he make it back up there? And then 20 laps later, they're like, nah, he's out of it. He's in the big one. But yeah, I'm like, you know, a lot of cool picks. A lot of, you know, it's going to be an interesting season, to say the least. Zach from the league, I got to say, you know, Amon-Ra and Puka 1 and 2. That's a hell of a 1 and 2 right there. Yeah. That's a hell of a 1 and 2. Rolling it up.
Right off the bat, I think Mark, my prediction is probably Mark.
Yeah, Jefferson and Chase off the bat.
And Olave.
Steals. Yeah, you got Olave.
Yeah, you got Chris Olave.
6, 7?
Achane, Josh Allen, George Kittle, Mostert. But so that's, I mean, he got both Miami running backs within 7 rounds. That's one thing that I was like, I mean, I guess it's
He's
good.
the only one that got an A in the.
Yeah. But that was kind of what I was surprised.
Also,
I think that's why he got it, because he didn't have a backup.
Grades, I think, are not accurate because
he didn't have a backup, and he had skill positions.
For the reason why is because their draft grades take into effect how good you drafted based on
what
round and what pick you did. Randy isn't putting them in the exact order that we drafted.
Right.
So the draft. When I looked at the draft recap, it's not in the first round, first pick.
Yeah,
wasn't mine. The first round, second pick wasn't mine. Like if you go to the draft recap of the league,
it is all jumbled.
So the thing is, it doesn't give me the opportunity to set the order, but everybody's draft picks went in the exact order that they picked it. Now, as far as what order they had per round, I didn't get to set that, but all the picks should have still been in at least the same order.
No, you're right. But either way, and again, it's projections.
Yeah.
They mean nothing in fantasy.
I would be honest with you. At 4 a.m, when I was finishing that up, I was sitting there looking at my computer screen like, I fucked this whole thing up. Like, people are going to wake up in the morning and be like, what the hell happened to my team?
That's what I did. When I looked and I saw that, I was like, Randy.
Projections mean nothing in fantasy, but, I see why. Mark, if you were to look at, I would pick him. I don't know. It means nothing.
I think
5 rounds were great. Yeah.
I think Mark's later rounds, if anything hurts him, it will be the later rounds that he had. His early rounds super strong. Mm-hmm. Later rounds, they weren't. But I mean,
you can maybe that was my problem last year. My first 5 rounds were amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Colby. I know, he was excited.
My first 5
he was excited about Kelsey in the 3rd round. He was like, he was a first rounder last year, and I'm like,
because you reached for him at 4.
I got him in the 4th round of one of my leagues.
Yeah, I'm like, so I mean,
you helped me get Christian McCaffrey last year because you took Travis Kelsey at 4.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
Colby's team is a very high risk, high reward team. I feel
He's got Nick Chubb though.
If they come through,
that dude Nick Chubb.
I mean, he could end up having one of the best teams I've ever seen. But as it sits right now, Kyron Williams, I feel like you're going to have really good season. AJ Brown,
Kamara, right?
Kelsey, Kamara.
I have a quarterback available.
How do you get Stephon so late? That's what pissed me off.
I have a quarterback available. If anybody in the league needs.
I
Yeah.
believe. Let me see here. What was it? You and Brent, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. We're gonna talk about something.
Yeah.
What?
At first, he offered me who was it? Tajee Spears for Dak.
Mm-hmm.
Like, first of all, you're gonna replace Dak with a quarterback as well.
No, yeah. You gotta
So,
give me a quarterback.
Once I took Justin Tucker, Dak and Justin for Evan McPherson, Tua, and Tajay. And he was thinking about it, and then I was like, you know what? No, take the. It's
Off the board.
It's off.
It's off.
There's no reason for us to be hasty. We'll think about it. We'll
Yeah.
come back to we're. This is the night of the draft. We are not in the right mindset.
Right.
to be doing that. So me and him will talk. But yeah, no, at that time when I took Dak after taking CJ Stroud before that, there just wasn't anybody that I really liked to take there that I could wait. And I didn't want to take a defense yet. I didn't want to start that. I didn't want to. Dak is right there. I
Yeah.
can that's an easy backup.
He's
It is.
available.
If
He's
if
in your
nothing
reach.
else, it takes him off someone else's lineup,
Mhm.
and someone else doesn't get the play. If anything else, so because he's gonna score points.
Yeah.
He's a fantasy quarterback.
I don't know if you guys saw me and Jimmy already made.
Yeah, he was
No.
he was texting me.
He
about it.
literally hit me up like random as crap. Like
The DeAndre Swift trade.
yeah.
I went on the draft analysis thing, the draft calculator, and I vetoed it today.
Why do I have him?
It just hasn't gone through. I vetoed it today.
Right.
The draft, the value wasn't there. No, hey,
That was about the same value.
I'm an honest commissioner. I went on, I checked the value, and I said, I'm like, if the values are within 10 points,
look,
I'm cool with it.
Let me explain why I traded DeAndre Swift for Evan Ingram. First off, I got 3 very solid receivers in Rashad White and Barkley. I'm not, banking on that. Anybody could get hurt. That's a very solid lineup, and I like those guys. Swift, he's probably going to rot on my bench most of the year. I could see that, most likely. The reason why I wanted Ingram so bad was because in the 7th round, he was on my list. He was starred, highlighted, everything, bubbled, ready to go. Jimmy already had Trey McBride. So I'm like, there's no way this guy's going to get a second tight end in the 7th round. There's just no possible. Nobody does it. Damn sure he did it. And I'm just looking at it. I'm like, why did you do that? Like, why? What
backup?
I get it.
You can play him in the flex.
I get that. I get it. But he had no running backs. Not really. In my head, I'm just like, why?
By that time, though, there aren't really great. There aren't.
I get it. I get it. But I got Swifty in the 6th, I think, right? 6th or 7th?
Yeah, you got Swift in the 7th. He got Ingram in the 9th.
Okay.
So you got Swift 7, Ingram 9th.
But
the trade value was there. I mean, it was.
Who's your starter
for running back
tight end
or tight end?
Yeah,
I got Joku and Bowers.
Right. To me, it doesn't make sense.
I didn't like Joku's situation, honestly. I just don't. I love Evan Ingram's situation because he's a top receiver there now with Ridley gone first. Kirk's coming back from injury. They have Brian Thomas Jr. Okay.
I just think Ingram is what he's been. It's solid.
I think he's
I just don't think he's going to reach that. He's not going to reach that top tier tight end level.
I think
red zone wise this year.
If you're trading Swift
I'm going
to have a solid backup tight end because you were going to have Swift basically as a backup running back, I think it's a solid trade.
But Ingram is starting tight end for me right now.
But
That's the thing. I'm not backing him up. He's starting
That's fine.
over Joku.
That's fine. I think you would
That's
have
just
been. I
me.
think Njoku is going to end up with right around the same amount of fantasy
He's
points.
gonna
that
have a
Ingram.
21-point game. Then he'll have a 2. Then he'll have a 28 and 2, 4, 6.
I'm
Then he'll
interested
have,
to see. I'm interested to see Bowers because
Yeah, that-
he's the
I
kind
wanted
of
to
player
keep
who,
him.
He's the kind of player who's going to come in as a rookie and
Yes.
probably do good things.
Yeah, I'm not getting rid
You
of
have
him.
Gardner Minshew. Who's,
Yeah, he
I told
actually
him.
when he asked me about the trade, I said, "Ask him to throw in Bowers."
Yeah, I told him Bowers. I told him Bowers is Bowers is no.
That was
no.
that was from me.
Yeah.
I think
I know. He was like, "What?" I was like, "Bowers."
I think Gardner has Devontae Adams, but you know you can't go to Devontae the whole time. You need a solid check down that can catch. Who's your best check down? A tight end who can catch. Look at guys like Jason Witten, man.
I was about
consistent
to-
hands that can always be there for you.
Yes.
That's the kind of guy.
I
you
was
want.
about to pick him up that round.
But look,
Brock Bowers.
But look,
yeah.
I got Joku and Bowers now. Whoever needs a tight end, baby. I got Ingram as starter. I know you don't, but some people is gonna need a fucking tight end.
The only
it's gonna matter soon.
The only reason, so Chicago, who's their number
Can't
one
just go
running
all
back?
year with the mediocre.
Chicago's number one running back. Is it Swift as the number one?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I have an issue with is because they're going to run the ball with Caleb Williams there. They want to take pressure off of him.
He is their starter.
Swift is going to get a lot.
Khalil
of
Herbert
rep.
is back.
To me,
Khalil-
just to me,
Khalil
in
Herbert's
my
back.
if I'm grading trade, that trade made way more sense for Jimmy to make than it did for you. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't make any sense, and I didn't veto. I
Yeah.
upheld it because I don't like whatever.
It was close
Because
enough.
Jimmy, he won out on that pick for Ingram was great for him because you took Swift 2 rounds before that. He didn't have running backs like you said. That was about probably one of the last ones that he could have got. So he uses Ingram that he drafts 2 rounds later to get the guy that he couldn't then. Of course he's gonna do that.
It's
When he has McBride, that's gonna be his every week starter.
yeah.
Right.
The value thing, it was literally, I think it was like 3 points something. It was like 3 and change on the Swift side versus the Ingram side. To me, like I said, if you're within 5 points, I see it easily going both ways. If you're within 10 points, if you have a reason to want a guy, I can still see that. When you start getting into the 11, 12, 15 point swings, okay, those aren't really even trades. But
Right.
I'm like 3 and change. That's even enough to go for it. And you have a battle plan for it.
Yeah,
and
I'm not-
Jimmy had a need.
I'm
and
not
so,
saying Swifty's not gonna do great. I'm sure he is. That team's gonna be great. There's a lot of weapons there. Caleb runs the ball himself. People forget that. He's a very shifty guy. He can run. They got Herbert back fully healthy. He will be getting reps.
Yep.
A lot of things come into play here. I thought hard about this before. I was just like,
yeah,
here you
yeah,
go.
I'm sure.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't just say
I
fuck
think-
it. You know.
I think Swift, I really, that's my only thing. I think they really use him a lot this year because for that rookie quarterback who you put so much stake in, you need to protect that guy. And they're going to tell him, like, hey, man, we need you to run hard because we need the pressure to come off Caleb. Especially those first few games, I would not be surprised if Swift has the majority of the work and they kind of let Caleb Williams slowly work his way in. So you don't have Caleb Williams taking huge shots every play and end up losing your first overall quarterback that you got.
You gotta compare something though. He ran behind our O-line last year. Now he's running behind Chicago.
Yeah, but he also ran behind Detroit's O-line before they were good.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit's got top 3 O-line.
Before
they were good.
they
though.
were good.
All right. I mean, they were
They
getting
built-
good. They weren't
built their
great
last-
yet, but
their
they were
last
getting
2
good.
years.
So are the Bears.
Yeah, I'm like their last 2 years.
If you want to, they're getting good.
Yeah.
The Lions are
We'll see.
more getting good. The Bears are getting good.
All right. Fair enough.
But yeah, I mean, it was a fun draft. I had a good time. Got it knocked out earlier than we had anticipated, which was kind of a nice surprise, and
Yeah.
I think everybody had fun doing it. I reached out to Fred Jackson today. Shot him a text message.
Say, fuck Fred Jackson.
I said,
Giving me number 1 pick. Yeah,
I told him, I was like, I thanked him for the video and all that, and texted him was like, we'll be in touch for the banquet, for for you to announce the winner and all that. So we'll have Fred Jackson back in the house for that video, and
Call
then
him a pervert.
and then
Yeah.
So my friend
Hot
Robert wanted me to
tour.
let you know that he thinks you're a pervert, and fuck you for picking him first overall. Well, let's move on. Just a couple little things. I mean, not little things, but we don't have a ton of time tonight. We got to talk about the FSU game. As Florida State fans, it sucked seeing the opening game go that way. Did it shock me? No, not at all. Georgia Tech, consistently good defense. They have changed their offensive package. They're no longer just a straight triple option team. They have added some depth, and they've added depth in their playbook too. And I think that they exploited that. I knew when I saw the halftime ticker come up and it said 14-14, I was like, this is not the way that we should be going. If we're going that way already, that's probably not going to end very well for us.
The defense, y'all's defense was fine. Like, I didn't think that Georgia Tech offense really did anything.
No, defense
they
played
didn't
great.
do much.
Their running game
outside of that outside of the first drive of both teams, there wasn't much offense the rest.
They popped off 2 big running plays. Really, why they got majority of their yards, and that's what sparked their one more scoring drive than we had.
Well, this right here is what says it all to me. The team
98
ran for less than 100 yards.
Oh, I was sick.
The whole team, and I'm like, man,
we were one of the best last year.
We have Toa Feely and we have Roydell Williams. Those two guys. Again, I'm not taking anything away from Georgia Tech's defense. They have a stout defense, and it's a very underrated defense. And I'm going to tell you now, Florida State is not the only team Georgia Tech is going to upset this season.
Probably not.
They're an underrated team with a lot of weapons that people don't know that they have.
They have a better team. It's just, they probably have guys.
I don't think they have
together.
a better team either. I don't think they have a better team. I don't think that Florida State has a bad team. I don't think their season isn't over.
No.
This was a week 0 game that was weird in Ireland against an underrated team with a lot of new players, and it's just one of those weird weeks. I don't think it is in any way showing like this is for Florida State for the rest of the season. There's and the talks about all this 12-game playoff, it's going to diminish the regular season. I think this is proof that it is enhancing the regular season. If Florida State would have lost this game last year, you would have said, well, that's their season. No, the regular season doesn't really mean anything the rest of the way. Well, now, the rest of the regular season is pretty important because they are far from out of anything. They still have some big games that they can win.
And you figured 12 teams by the end of that season, you need a few upsets to happen here and there, and 12 teams is still very open.
Very open.
It just proved how crucial Trey Benson was to us. And if you wanted me to give you another pick that Mark got, I mean, Trey Benson and take that role over in Arizona. I mean, James Conner's there. He's good. But as soon as they see Trey Benson running the ball, they could change their minds very quickly. I mean, that was a huge loss. And then a bunch of defenders.
The other thing that I see that I don't really like, and I agree with you, Robert. I think our defense played pretty good. It wasn't our defense.
DJ, aren't you?
Huh?
You're gonna say DJ, aren't you?
DJ Ukulele was very hyped going into this season. You like that, don't you?
Yeah.
But I told the guys at work, they were like, "What'd you call him?" I was like, "DJ Ukulele."
Yeah,
They're like,
ukulele.
Why do you call him ukulele? I was like, because the motherfucker was apparently sitting down on the sidelines singing "Kumbaya" to these motherfuckers on Saturday because less than 200 yards.
Flows much better than his real last name.
He just wasn't taking shots. Like he was taking short shots. He wasn't like even last year when Travis got destroyed. That's what I loved about him. He would look in where he wants to throw and sling it in there. It doesn't
But I
matter if
think
he
that's-
freaking got destroyed.
I think that's
He-
DJ though.
He's scared. He has
Well-
been at Oregon State. He was at Clemson. That's why he's been transferred twice. He's great. Body wise, he's a prototype quarterback. Is he gonna lead us? I don't think so.
One thing you got to understand that apparently, like, people don't like to hear. He is not. I'm trying to think of the right way to put this so I don't sound like a dumbass. He is not the standard style of quarterback Florida State's used to. He is not very mobile at all.
No, he's not.
He is not very mobile at all. We tend to keep quarterbacks that at least have some mobility. Who was the last dude that we had that was strictly just straight pocket passer? I think it was the dude that went to West Virginia, wasn't it? He transferred out to West
the
Virginia.
white boy.
That dude. But that was the thing. If you're not going to be mobile,
Clint
you need a
Trickett.
dude who's going to step up in the pocket, who's going to be
Oh,
accurate,
Clint
make
Trickett.
bomb throws, and let your running backs run the ball. Our offense, the last few years, has moved away from that. We need a quarterback who can spread the field and kind of be mobile, and he's not the guy for that. And that is something that worries me moving forward. Is if you have an offense built to need a little bit of mobility in a quarterback, and you don't have a mobile quarterback, what does that do to your offense going down the road? You know, if you're constantly getting beat on the line or something like that, if down
Well,
the road,
Then that's on the coach. Then
it is.
one for recruiting the guy. You know, that's how he plays, and you can still adjust your offensive scheme
You have to,
to do it.
and we'll have to see what happens.
That's good. I will say that's one thing Tech did last year. That they started the season. It was a coaching failure starting the season with Drones not being the starter. I don't know who was the starter. I didn't forgot the dude's name that they did start.
Yeah.
But he started the season really bad, and then they bring Drones in, and they were still running the offense. I think it was Brew. Whatever. They were still running the offense from the other guy, and it still took some time. It took a couple weeks.
Mhm.
They changed up the offense completely, and Drones started going off. It was on fire.
Mhm.
And I heard Pry this year talk like it's hard to like reining him in practice because he likes to run, and then like he's blowing the whistle and he's like, "Come on, coach, did you think he would have tackled me right there?
Yeah.
You really think he would have tackled me?" And it's like, we're just saving you. And,
Yeah.
and he said, I think that's probably why he didn't get the job last season. He was like, we couldn't truly until you get him on the field and you see actually what he does with the ball, like and everything, and to make plays, we couldn't truly like evaluate him.
Yeah.
And then you get him on the field. So you got to make those. He's got to make like changes to the offense. If that's what it is, just make like. I'm sure there's just tweaks to the offense you can make to fit around him. I'm sure as good as the players are, if that's not necessarily what you drafted or recruited them to do, I'm sure they can still do it within the offense. I don't know. I just don't think that y'all season is anywhere close to being over. There's
No.
so much time left. And
This opens the book of how much work we need to do.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah,
you gotta fix some stuff. And Uyunglele. Yes, I can say it the right way. I had to
Uyunglele.
practice it.
no, it's
Uyunglele.
ukulele. There's ukulele.
But yeah, DJ Ukulele. A lot of hype going into the season about how good he was at Oregon State and all that. You also have to think the caliber defenses you're playing in some of those, you know, you're not dogging on them, but Pac-12 and Big 12 especially, they don't carry the same stout defenses that you see in the ACC or the SEC or the Big 10. They're very different. Big 12, I mean, you know, not to knock on Big 12, but I'm like, I can probably throw for 3,500 yards at least in the Big 12
Well, I
because
think
there
it's
is
gonna be different
no
this year.
defense.
I
You
think
think
there'll
the
be
Big
some
12 will be different?
differences. It's a totally different conference.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think it swings. I think it's even less defense in that league. if there's more defense, it's because of the lack of offensive production. It's not necessarily because the defenses are doing great. It's because
Maybe.
some of your biggest offenses just left.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, it sucked watching us lose. But not out of the 3 tiers of football, that was the bottom tier of football I was worried about on Saturday. So
Yeah, true.
got to go see Carson play his first game. They
That was
beat the
cool.
shit out of Franklin County 38-6.
Yeah, that was sweet.
I wish I had given that clip to Josh to show that Mason hit. Dude, that kid, man.
About Carson
kid
going
got
after one of the biggest kids.
Yeah, Carson had he had 2 assists and a solo.
I mean, he flew after his body, and his body went boom.
Yeah, Carson hit him with like.
The guy stopped, and then they wrapped him up right after that. So, I mean,
But
he
yeah,
assisted.
it was cool. And then the draft night, that was where it was all at for me.
Oh
but,
yeah, for sure.
Well,
It was a
let's
big
move
day.
on. Just real quick.
Big
I want to talk. Let's talk about
This week?
week 1 of NCAA football.
Big games.
Um,
Clemson, Georgia, the biggest.
Yep. So Thursday you've got some tune-up games. Yeah, you've got some
Mhm.
ranked guys. You got NC State versus Western Carolina, Missouri versus Murray State, Kansas versus Lindenwood, and Utah
Yeah.
versus Southern Utah. Those are going to be tune-up games pretty much all the way down the board.
Friday's some good ones.
Friday, you've got Oklahoma and Temple in Oklahoma. It'll be interesting. I mean, I still think that Oklahoma walks the dog all over
Mhm.
Temple. But then Saturday, early game.
I thought there was another one on Friday night that was supposed to be.
That's the only one Friday. But then, yeah, early game, which I'm assuming this is going to be game day for Saturday, is Clemson at number 14, Clemson at number 1, Georgia.
That should be game day, yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine that's game day. It's ABC and ESPN. So
What time is that game?
That's 12 p.m.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, that was
I won't be watching that game.
highlights. Here we go. Yeah, that's the
Tech
Aflac kickoff game.
Tech plays at 12.
What's your thoughts on Clemson, Georgia?
I mean, we're gonna see where Georgia is at. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone has been
It's
laughing
exciting to see.
at Dabo for a while. They're supposed to be pretty good. We're gonna see. He's the only one that refuses to embrace the transfer portal.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if it works for him. Like if he can't get it done, if he can't do something this year, like if they fall off this year, it may be over.
Yeah.
It may be over.
Times
yeah.
are changing in Clemson if he doesn't do it. Georgia's
But
they're
Georgia is. I mean, they're
2 touchdown favorite.
They're
2
that's
touchdown favorite.
ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy,
I'm
man.
gonna take Clemson.
Yeah, taking the spread on
That's
Clemson.
way too much.
Yep, 13.5.
Clemson
Georgia
just
minus
hasn't
13
had
and a
it
half.
the last few years.
I think that
Ah.
changes the closer we get to Saturday too, to be honest.
Georgia's just dogs, man.
Penn State, West Virginia. In West
That's
Virginia,
gonna be a good one.
it'll be a good one. I still think Penn State. It's Penn State. Penn State is number 8 against unranked West Virginia in West Virginia, and Penn State is -8. But Georgia is -14. That's the kind of shit that blows me away. Is I'm like, dude, I think Penn State probably walks West Virginia. It'll be a solid game, but I think that they probably walk West Virginia.
West Virginia's better than they're right there, almost ranked. They're right there. And how good is Penn State? They should be.
I mean, number 8 preseason rank, you better be good.
Right. But that's every year.
Yeah.
But these are the games that Penn State wins. So
Yeah.
I mean, they should.
You've got Iowa, Illinois State,
Nothing.
Tennessee and
Vanderbilt.
Chattanooga. That's tune-up game. Oklahoma State, South Dakota State. That's tune-up game. Ohio State, Akron. That's tune-up game. Texas, Colorado State. Tune-up game. Miami at Florida in the Swamp.
Big game
That's going to be a big game.
for both schools.
You've got Miami ranked 19, Florida unranked. Spread is Miami -2.5.
Miami's got to. They have to do it this year.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think I don't know if I saw this correctly, Miami they've had 0 or 1 season with double-digit wins since entering the ACC.
Really? I mean, it could be.
That's pretty cool.
Well, but when they
Because they joined
had
the
their
ACC like right after they won the national championship.
yeah, I was gonna say when they had their powerhouse, they was before they
Big
were
East.
ACC. Yeah, they were Big East. That was Tech was still Big East then too,
Mhm.
weren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, they joined at the same time. It was like 2004,
Yeah. Golly, it doesn't seem like that long ago. It was fucking 20 years ago.
maybe
man.
5.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Yeah, I'm like so. Florida's gonna be tough at home, especially home opener, rivalry game.
It's
dude,
going to be very tough.
that game is gonna be so damn loud.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be that's.
Florida can win that game.
I think so, most definitely.
And if they do, they're going to be talking in
Oh,
Miami
yeah.
again.
Yeah.
God.
Well, this was Miami just had a quarterback transfer in. Who was the quarterback just transferred there?
Not sure.
I can't remember.
Hold
but
on,
they
who
are
is
supposed
it?
to be very good.
They're shit. Quarterback for Miami. Cam Ward. Cam
Yeah.
Ward transferred to
That's right.
Miami. That is. I really wanted Cam Ward at Florida State, to be honest, but it is what it is.
Yeah. That would have been nice.
But yeah, I mean, Cam Ward being there, that's one thing that's held Miami back these last few years is not having a good consistent quarterback. Cam Ward can be the guy for him. It'll be interesting.
I don't know, but you've heard that this guy can be the guy for him every year.
True. I will say the last few years, I've seen some really bad quarterback play in Miami.
Yeah, but they were supposed to be pretty good.
a couple of
But
them.
they were awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alabama, Western Kentucky, tune-up game. Ole Miss, Furman, tune-up game. Kansas State, UT Martin, tune-up. Oregon, Idaho, tune-up. Notre Dame, Texas A&M, the night game.
Big game.
In Texas A&M. New coach for Texas A&M. Well, first full season for him. So this is his first year of really getting good recruiting in and all that. Notre Dame.
You know, Notre Dame could go undefeated, and they'll be, the best they could be is the 5 seed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Do you think that eventually forces their hand?
It should.
You would think.
Like, dude, just fucking. You already play the ACC half your games anyway. Although I think they're a Big Ten school in my opinion.
I would say you play the ACC and you have a ton of rivals in the Big Ten. Like,
they're a Big Ten school.
Yeah.
Like they're there. They're right there. That's a Big Ten school.
Yeah. You got Michigan, Fresno. That's probably a tune-up game. Arizona, New Mexico, probably a tune-up game. It's
That should be pretty good.
The spread on Arizona, New Mexico is Arizona minus 32. Minus 31 and a half. Yeah. Then you got Sunday evening, USC LSU, the Modelo Vegas Kickoff Classic. Number 23 against number 13 in LSU. LSU minus 4.5. I agree with you. I go LSU on that. It's so hard to win in LSU, man.
That place is
it's
crazy.
Golly, yeah, dude.
Night game.
Yeah. 7:30 game Sunday night. It's going to be fired up, and then you have Monday, Boston College, Florida State. This
Really?
Yeah, Boston College at Florida State. This still has Florida State. That can't be right.
What does it say?
This still has Florida State at 10. There's no way we're still at 10 after losing to
Boston
Georgia Tech.
College is not good.
No, but I'm saying it still has
Has
it
us
ranked
ranked.
at 10.
Oh, the ranks haven't come out.
Yeah, new rankings have it.
Today's Tuesday. When the ranks
They don't come out until after week 1.
Oh. Oof. I guess it was week 0. It's easy to get lost in week 0. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be some good games. A lot of football to watch. I mean, there'll be, if you just want to watch football, there's a ton of football to watch.
Virginia Tech plays Vanderbilt at 12 Saturday.
Virginia Tech plays Vanderbilt at 12 on Saturday. In Tech?
No, Tennessee's Titans Stadium.
Ah, okay.
Brent's
Alright.
going to be there.
Really? We need to get a Sports Bites Tech game going this year.
Yeah, I want to go to Clemson.
Go to Clemson?
The Clemson game.
Oh, is it at Tech?
Mm-hmm.
I'd be down with that.
It's an expensive game.
Is it? How expensive?
Over $100 for the cheapest ones that are in the end zone upper, like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe, you never know. I plan to hit the lottery tonight. So if I hit the lottery, I'm taking us all to like the biggest games.
Yeah.
Sports Bites is going to go around the country this year if I hit the lottery tonight.
But yeah, that's really the only big game in Blacksburg this year.
Yeah.
Their big games this year, they have Clemson at home and they go to Miami.
Cool. Well, let's move to what moves you. We got a few minutes left.
Shit, I forgot about that.
I'll start. I got a few little things. I know this got overlooked a little bit. We didn't talk about it much, and I didn't watch it as much as I usually do. The Little League World Series, it was freaking awesome. The last game, I don't know if you guys heard about it or saw the championship game at all.
I saw the end.
From beginning to end, it was just back and forth. These by far two best teams. I think this Venezuelan team got upset by Chinese Taipei, but they were both really, really good. 1-0 going into the last inning. 1-0. It's a pure pitcher's duel. The coach comes over all the kids, bottom of the sixth. I mean, this is it. This is the end of their season. This is it. He said, a guy spoke over me and said, we're already the champs. And it's talking about, like, the Lord is my witness, like talking some just crazy inspirational stuff to his team. And they were all just like, no way, like shocked when he was saying it. And by God, did they nickel and dime and get some guys on base. And they tied a game on a 2-out blooper. Biggest dude on the team blooped it right over the shortstop, tied the game. And then one of their probably tiniest kids comes up, lays down a perfect bunt right down the first base line. And the pitcher, if he would have held the ball, the runner wouldn't have scored.
Yeah.
But he panicked, and he didn't see there wasn't a guy on first, and he threw it to first. Freaking overthrow, and the guy turned and scored the second run. And, I mean, Chinese Taipei, the coach was even, like just shocked, because, like, they haven't allowed a run the whole game. They allowed 2 outs, bottom of the sixth. So it was just awesome to watch. It was heartbreaking for them. It was cool to see, especially being a coach now, all the players embracing each other. They weren't like, oh, yeah, we won, like huddling all together. They immediately went and hugged, all the other players because they were crying. The international teams, it means a lot more to them in a way, just because, like, we love baseball. America loves baseball, but we also love football and basketball and everything. Some countries prize their sport, like Chinese Taipei and Venezuela and all those teams, like they just are gung-ho baseball all the time. So, it meant a lot more to them, I feel like, but it's still a great series to watch. One more thing, I coach flag football, first game's tomorrow. Of course, I have to miss Carson's game. That's the exact same time.
It's all right. I'll get plenty of film for you.
Yeah. But yeah. Moved me pretty hard for the week.
Cool. Robert, what about you, buddy?
I don't know.
It's just an unmoving week, huh?
I think you had a pretty good draft. What do you think?
Yeah, sure. We talked about the draft. I don't know. Football starts. Virginia Tech plays this weekend. Yippee.
I thought for sure what would move you would be CeeDee Lamb's contract.
There you go. There's something.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, that is.
Or didn't he get 34, just like you said? 34.
Second largest non-quarterback contract.
Yeah, 34 mil, just like you want, just like you wanted.
Jefferson.
You wanted.
No, that's good. That's big. That's good.
I think it's a plus for you guys that after Jerry Jones running his mouth was like, all right, let me just pony up the money.
Have you heard? Have you read?
If that thing that got sent to the group was true,
Oh,
I'm like,
you had no idea.
that's fucking Al Davis 2.0.
You had no
It really
idea the
is.
quotes on the in this article from him. Like he was saying, like, I busted my fucking ass on the like blah blah blah. There ain't a fucking person that can come in this fucking play. Like to be honest,
Man.
I respect it. I respect the fuck out of that.
Nah,
I respect.
I don't-
I hate Jerry Jones. He
Yeah.
needs to die. But I respect the fuck out of that.
I'll tell you now. Yeah, owners that are GMs that have such a large hand in everything about their team generally does not do well.
Oh, absolutely. I hate it. I hate him.
And I think that that's a lot of the problems
But
that,
I
that you
respect
guys have had. There's not many problems that I can't say Jerry Jones didn't have a hand in with
Sure.
you guys, because he's the guy who's like, well, no, I sign the checks. So at the end of the day, I don't give a shit what any of you coaches or anything tell me. I'm still going to make the final decision.
Yeah.
And that's a very slippery slope. Like I said, Al Davis 2.0, he did it for years and years and years. And the years that he did that the most were probably Oakland's worst time. I mean, I guess, yeah, early on, Al Davis had some good years, but eventually you gotta let coaches coach and owners sign checks.
I've been saying it for a while. He needs to die, but like I respect that going off in the interview like
I'm
that.
surprised. That surprises me. I figured you'd be on the other side of that token.
I mean, whatever.
Well, I don't care for Jerry Jones regardless.
Me either.
I think the dude's an arrogant fucking owner / GM, and
I don't think it's as much arrogance as it is a like inferiority complex to where like he feels so like he doesn't want to feel like he's trying to like prove people wrong of like no I am
Yeah.
I am this now I think there is some ego and some arrogance into it, but I don't think it's as much as like there is. It's like it's like an inferiority complex.
owner / GM for the Dallas Cowboys, Napoleon Bonaparte.
Do you know that that's
Bonaparte.
apparently that's like that's false. That he actually wasn't that short.
No, yeah,
That
he wasn't that
It
short.
was like like one of the enemies who like I think he had like something he hated. He spread the rumor
Mhm.
that he was short.
Oh yeah.
And it lasted the test of time.
Wildfire. What moved you,
Well,
Randall?
What moved me? We've already talked about it. We talked about it a bunch, but it really was the fantasy football draft on Saturday. That is one of my favorite days of the year. To get everybody together. I mean, we're all grown adults at this point. We're not kids anymore. It's hard to get everybody together. I know Jimmy fought so hard to get to the draft as early as he could.
Yeah.
But it's always so much fun, especially this one. This was one of the best, if not the best draft that I've ever. And I don't even play. I'm just the commish. Like that's that's one of my favorite things about it. And just to be the commissioner of a league with such great people in the league, great friends. Just come over, have a good time, throw a little shindig, have everybody do the draft. I felt like the draft went super smooth this year. Like everybody kind of keyed in. Mark kind of had me laughing when I was like, all right, we're going to do something different. He's like, is there anything I can fuck up? He's like, so you're saying I can't fuck this up? I'm like, nah, dude, you're good. We're everything's covered. He's
Yeah,
like,
he
all right, then we're good.
Never say never, but no, I mean,
He was happy he got to sit down. That's probably why he did a little better, honestly.
Yeah, I think that this was a good way to go moving forward. I liked the idea of doing some of these votes right before the draft because it really does. It changes even the keeper thing. It changes how you look at those first few rounds for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And people maybe had an idea of how they were going to game plan, but I liked that little curveball in there because then it was like
I ended
make
up
sure
doing-
your game plan, huh?
I didn't have a game plan because I didn't do anything but nothing changed. I mean, once I got first, I was like, I'm gonna do Christian McCaffrey, and then I was like, oh, maybe I'll change Bijan because the keeper. No, don't overthink it. Just fucking
CMC.
take him.
He's
Yeah.
getting it. But no, I had a great time. I
it was
love
fun.
doing this. Like I said, the draft and the banquet are like two of my favorite days of the year because we don't all get together very often anymore. Like, years ago, we used to be able to do shindigs all the time.
Few months.
UFC fights and all that kind of stuff all the time. And now it's like, we don't get to do that very much. So it's a lot of fun. I look forward to it every year.
In a few months for Friendsgiving.
Yep. Friendsgiving.
Oh, yeah, Friendsgiving.
I'm like, you got the draft, you got Friendsgiving, and you got the banquet, and that's about it. Unless we make up some stuff during the summer, but that's just about it. And so,
Yeah.
but
We're gonna go floating next year.
most definitely. I'd like to do a camping trip, but you two are here, and hopefully some of the other guys and Rachel see this later on after the video comes out. But I am truly lucky to be the commissioner of a league with such good friends, and I applaud you two and all of you guys and gal that were at the draft. I had a great time, and I hope you guys did too. And that was what moved me this week. It was my favorite day of the year. So with that,
Sweet.
let's end the sappy shit and rank these snacks and close this thing down. Tostitos. Tostitos Mexican
I give
style.
those like an 8
cheese.
too. Those are really good.
Yeah, I'm like,
Oh,
I'm digging them. I'm right there with you. I think I'm about an 8. I could eat this bag, most definitely. And you add a little queso in there.
Yeah, I could eat
that
them
whole
without
fucking thing is
queso
gone.
or salsa, but
But with it,
with it.
it's a wrap.
I don't know.
And I don't eat tortilla chips without salsa or queso or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know why I had a weird taste to me. I gotta give
I
it a
don't either.
6.
go with a 6.
Yeah, I mean, I got the same taste like eventually at the end, but like initially when I put it in my mouth, I don't know. It didn't. Yeah.
Or I could
Pretty
do
much,
Kool-Aid,
yeah.
like 5-1, 5-2.
Yeah, I was thinking in the mid tier 5s. Yeah.
Mid 5s. I'm gonna go 6-2 just because the tropical punch is my favorite and it was the best out of the 3. The other ones were a bit lackluster. I can't give it a great score on it, but it was something different. I was like, hey, oh yeah, let's try some Kool-Aid gummies. The sour dudes, sour bites.
5-7
About
because
the
I like
same.
sour.
I'm going
Yeah.
5 right across the board.
About the same.
Sour was good. I agreed with you after having the second one. I kind of waited and let it like soak for a second and see what it's like without the sour on it. Yeah, it's a piece of licorice straw. That's
Mhm.
what it is. I didn't get a lot of flavors. Like
No,
it's got
just sour.
fun fruit flavors on the back made with real fruit juice.
But you
I
don't.
can't-
It just says fun fruit flavors,
Yeah.
but there's no flavors.
Yeah, it doesn't have anything on there.
It
as far
doesn't
as
tell
like
you this flavor
Yeah.
or this flavor. It's just
colored
it's
flavor.
just sour.
Yeah, that's it. And then the classic, you can't go wrong.
9-6.
Andy Caps, hot fries. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm like 9-5. I'm eating a whole bag and probably going back to the store for another one on game day. I mean, this bag is empty, folks. There's like a handful of them
sorry.
in there. No, that's what it was here for.
I'm sorry.
We talked about it last week. I'm like, shit, Andy Caps, baby. That's
Check
where it's
the-
at.
check the
What about
fingers.
you on the Andy Caps?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not usually a hot person, but I do like I like the cheddar and the hot fries. I'll give them an 8.
The hot fries are
I-
just, it's where
Yeah,
it's
it's
at.
just the right amount of
love-
tingle. It's not like too much. So yeah,
It's a classic snack, classic flavor. You can't go wrong, and it's good to know that nostalgic snack right there is still just as
Oh,
good
yeah.
as it used to be.
it's been around for
That
a
makes
while.
me happy. Well, some good snacks, some iffy snacks, but that's how it always goes here on Sports Bites.
Yes.
We don't
Excuse
always
me.
find the good stuff. Sometimes we got to tell people what to avoid.
Woo.
And while I wouldn't say necessarily to avoid them, sour dudes, sour bites, you can probably do better. You can probably do better than sour.
There's probably something better right
Yeah.
next to it.
Yeah,
Right
Trolley
next to it.
sour worms were
Yeah.
right next to it, and I'm like, yeah. But we've all had trolley sour worms, so
Yeah,
it's like, yeah,
you
let's
gotta
try
do something different.
But, yeah, that's all I've got. Good rundown of the draft. FSU, rough week 1, still a lot of season to go. We've got our upcoming week this week, week 1 of college football. That first game day is going to be a tough one. Clemson, Georgia. Some great things moving everybody this week, and good snack reviews all around. Guys, this has been a lot of fun tonight. I appreciate everything. Appreciate you guys making it in here for this. I
Hey,
want to
man, I was
thank
rushing
Josh,
from work, man.
the man behind the scenes over there, coming all the way from Rocky Mount right now, still remote, hopefully still remote over there controlling this thing. I don't really see the mouse moving, but hopefully he's seeing this thing.
Thought the Rockies would be a little rocky.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, with that being said, want to thank Varsity Park Studios once again for letting us have some studio time in here to bring you guys this podcast. I want to thank all of you who've been a part of this. Thank you all the fans out there for watching. Thank you for the engagement in the comments. Adam and Josh, thank you guys so much for being a part of this. Remember, keep hitting that like button. Keep hitting the comments. Throw them in there. Keep engaging with us. And if you have people, family, friends, anyone you think would be a fan of the podcast, turn them onto the podcast. Send them a link. Tell them to hit that subscribe button. Help us build this brand and build this show.
Mm-hmm.
We do it for you guys because we love you. And with that, we are Sports Bites, your #1 sports podcast, bringing you the best of both worlds.
Sports.
Snacks.
Thank you guys so much. We love you. Have a great night.
Woo.
Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah.